In fact, I've always wanted to be an ophthalmologist since I was 5 years old. My grandfather turned blind, and at that time I was very influenced by that. Maybe I would have tried to get into the National School of Drama, maybe.
I believe do what you love what you do. Having said that, I possibly could have been a wildlife warden, roaming around in Himalayas and exploring nature.
I would have become a math professor, teaching mathematics for college students.
Well, most probably an engineer, maybe software. The thing was, one of the reasons I wasn't sure whether I would be good getting into medicine. I thought I was a bit shy and I thought whether I would be okay interacting with people. But now I feel that's the best thing about this job, interacting with people. You know, you're directly touching people's lives, so it's really a good part of this profession.
If I was not a doctor, I think I would have been an Air Force pilot.
I would have become an army officer serving our country.
Coming from an armed forces background, it was only but natural that my first choice would be an Air Force pilot or in the artillery.
Well, before I even got my MBBS seat, I had already got into environmental engineering in BMS college. So by now, I have been working for saving our environment somewhere deep in some forest.
I've never seen myself as being anything other than a doctor. Maybe because I have an analytic mind, MBA in finance, and maybe start a business.
If not a doctor, maybe I will try my hand at civil services, clear the civil services exam and become an IFS officer. That would have given me a lot of happiness. But on a lighter note, maybe an actress, in the theatre or movies or maybe TV, or maybe a wellness coach. That would have given me a lot of satisfaction.
I would love to be a rock star musician, ringing into the tunes of Beethoven and singing into the Beatles, as music is the soul to the universe, gives wind to the mind and gives flight to the imagination. Music is a dream of silence, and there goes the saying, play on.
If not for an eye doctor, I most probably would have been a journalist, snooping around with an eye for details, or probably a nutritionist dietitian, or probably interior designer or decorator. Multiple choices, but now I'm an eye doctor.
If I was not a doctor, I would have been in planning and management because I enjoy and excel at analysis, meticulous planning and flawless execution.
I would have liked to become a chartered accountant. Between accountancy and medicine, there are a lot of similarities. Both the professions require integrity, ethics, discipline and technical skills.
I would have become a software engineer. I got a seat in engineering college before I got a medical seat. So I don't know that part of the software engineer. The grass always looks green on the other side.
I wanted to become a nature photographer.
That's a very difficult question to ask because right from the beginning I always wanted to take up medicine as my profession. If you ask me hobby, I can tell you that maybe Bharatanatyam dancing. But definitely if you want to ask me as a profession, definitely I love to be a doctor.
So if I was not a doctor, maybe I would have been an ISRO scientist. Because since childhood I was always amazed by the vastness of space. Whenever I used to look at the night sky, so billions of stars and the vastness of it. And I was always a big fan of Star Trek and Star Wars.
I would have probably been an engineer. We have a lot of engineers in the family. My father, my elder brother, my uncle. So I would have probably followed in their footsteps and become an engineer.
Wanted to become was during my BSc. I was very much influenced by one book called Morrison and Boyd because my major subject was organic chemistry. This one book and one teacher influenced me. His name is he's no more, Dr. Ramachandra Swami. So these two combinations influenced me to study more about molecules. So that was my passion.
I think if I was not a doctor, I would have been a teacher, if not for my dad blackmailing me to get married.
If I am not a doctor, I would have probably been a sportsman. I was very much interested in sports, maybe a cricketer or a badminton player.
I am very proud to be a doctor.
But I'm very happy being an ophthalmologist.
But having said that, I'm still a very, very happy doctor today.
Let me tell you, I'm the happiest being a doctor.
Once you've done something nice to the patient and the patient comes back with satisfaction, I think that is something which is very close to my heart.
1st July of every year is a very important day. This day is commemorated to recognize the services of all the doctors. God gives life, but it's the doctors who preserve it and save it many times. I take this opportunity to convey a single message to each and every member of the society that please do not use any violence against doctors under any circumstances. Happy Doctors' Day and best wishes to each and everyone. Thank you.